Hi, good evening. Welcome to Tea Time Pilates with Charlotte. I hope that you've had a good day, and I hope that you are ready to make that transition from work and homeschooling into your evening of your children agreeing to do what you want them to do and plain sailing for the rest of the evening. So this is an opportunity to move our body to help us make that transition, as I say. So we're going to start off by making sure that we've got our heels together. We're then going to turn our feet out into an inverted V and make sure our knees are in alignment with our toes. We're then just going to rock the pelvis forward and back. So the reason we're rocking the pelvis forward and back is to get some mobility in the lower spine, in the pelvis area, and to get that mind-body connection, thinking about how we're going to move with intention for the rest of the class. We're then going to stop in the centre. This should be you in your nice neutral spine. You should try and maintain neutral spine throughout the class, because that will give you best practice, and your body will get the best benefits in neutral spine. It means that you shouldn't have any complaints tomorrow. So you're going to do a double check with a diamond with your fingers. Just put your thumbs in your belly button and make sure you can't see your bottom fingers. So as you look down, you shouldn't be able to see the lower fingers. If you can, then you might have to just tilt back. We are all different anatomically, so if that doesn't feel like good practice to you, then feel free to play around with it and just get to a state where you feel comfortable. In Pilates, we're all about the breath, we're all about posture. I call this the posture police, shoulders back and down, making sure you've got your neutral spine, and also we think about our breath. So we're going to put our hands on our rib cage area. We're going to try and connect with the centre core. We're going to take a deep inhale through the nose, inhaling in, filling the lungs, and exhaling out. And really feel your fingers being pushed away with the ribs. Let's do one more time. Inhale. And a lovely exhale. One more time. This time think about connecting with that centre core just above the belly button. Inhaling. And exhaling. Lovely work, everyone. That should now engage your breath. And try not to, and we're just going to take the feet out a little bit wider and rock side to side. So we're just swaying in the wind, rocking side to side. So try not to hold your breath. In Pilates, sometimes when the moves get challenging, we sort of hold our breath to try and get ourselves to get the movement done. Don't do that. Make sure that you are breathing. If you get confused by inhale, exhale, just ignore that and just keep breathing. The trick is always to keep breathing. So when you feel ready, you're just going to tilt those hips out a little bit more and really rock those hips side to side. The body loves to move. These potentially have been stiff during the course of your day if you've sat down for quite a number of hours. And then we're going to stop in the centre. We're now going to come forward and back. So we're blowing in the wind still. I call it blowing in the wind. And we're making sure that our feet are acting as tripods. We're not going to tip those toes or heels off the mat. It's really lovely footwork. The feet are our foundations to our movement. They often get ignored, but actually if you get a foot injury, you suddenly recognise how important your feet are. So in Pilates, I really like to concentrate on the feet, getting your body weight nice and central. That will make for good practice. So just a couple more. We might start to feel a bit dizzy. That's absolutely fine. One more time and stop in the centre. We're going to do a lovely side bend now. It's going to go over to the right, back to the centre, to the left. Now as we go through these movements, you will feel a natural catch, and we want to work with that catch. We're not working against the catch, we're working with it. So there's no need, like I could go a lot further, I don't need to do that to get good practice. So there, sometimes the movement doesn't seem as fluid as other days. That's absolutely fine. We're making this workout work for us. One more time. Release in the centre. We're going to do a lovely back bend now. So we're going to bring the arm up and just bring that arm just a little bit past the headline. You're using your eyes to guide your movement. If we use the eyes to follow our hand, it means that you're less likely to kind of just shovel through the movement. You're just doing it with control. If anything doesn't feel good, then stop doing it. You should always feel good and fluid. One more time. And release. We're going to cross our arms in front. Going to cross and open out the arms. So this is just getting the shoulders warm. We're warming up the arms. the rotary cuff muscles getting some action, and keep moving. We're now going to bring in a wrist rotation. So the arms go out, rotate the wrist. So in the class, I'm going to use a block for a couple of the moves. If you don't have a block, then you can use a cushion, just a normal size cushion. I say normal as though there is a normal size, just a cushion that you feel is comfortable to use. One more time, and hold those arms out to the side. We're going to rotate the arms around to the right, to the centre, to the left. Here we go, inhale, exhale, we rotate to the side, inhale, back to the centre. So we're going round with the arms, and we're going round with the head. The hips, however, are staying square to the camera. So you should start to feel that it's a stretch in the side of the waist, these obliques. I sometimes get a little bit overexcited about oblique work. I'll try not to let myself get too carried away. One more time. And hold it in the centre. We're going to grab our foam block now. So if you've got one, then brilliant. If you've got a yoga block, you could potentially use the yoga block, but it might be a little bit sort of too thick in width, so just sort of see how that goes. You can get these online fairly straightforward. So we're going to do a lovely roll down now. So what you need to do with your roll down is put your block or your cushion in between your thighs. You're going to I'm going to show you from the side because it's a much better view, and that's what I would do if I was lying. You're going to make sure that you've got that nice neutral spine, so tucking the tailbone up and under. You're going to make sure that you've got nice distance between your shoulders and your ears. You're going to make sure that your weight is nice and central. You don't want to be tipping forward in the toes, you don't want to be leaning back in the heels. You're going to take an inhale to prepare, drop the chin. You're going to exhale, rounding forward. I like to think about imagining a beach ball in front of me, and I'm rolling my tummy over that imaginary beach ball. Inhale, hold. Exhaling all the way back up. Now, as we do everything in Pilates, we do it slow and controlled. Let's do 2 more. Imagine you've got a beach ball out in front of you. Inhale, drop the chin. Exhaling, coming up and rounding over your imaginary beach ball. Inhale, hold. Now, you may not be able to get as far down as me. It may be that you are up here, and that's absolutely fine. It just depends on how flexible your hamstrings are, and also how much mobility you've got in your spine. Lovely articulation of the spine. Exhaling all the way back up. We're engaging that centre core. So imagine making a C shape with your spine as you go forward, and imagine a C shape as you come back up. One more time. Inhale, drop the chin. Exhaling, coming up and rounding over your imaginary beach ball. Inhale, hold. And when you're ready, exhaling all the way back up. Shoulders back and down. Lovely work. You're going to keep the block or the cushion in between your legs, or you can do it without. I should have said that you don't have to have the cushion or your block. What this does is it keeps everything nice and central so that your kind of hips don't spray out to the sides. We're going to do a little bit of work for balance and particularly for the feet. So we're going to take a lovely inhale, and we're going to exhale, lift up onto our toes. Inhale, back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So I like to do these exercises when I can. If I'm boiling the kettle, I like to do these in the kitchen. It's just quite a nice movement that you can do anywhere and everywhere, because it means that you are engaging your heels and your ankles. You're also working your balance, and it should feel really fluid. Should feel lift and lower, lift and lower. So it shouldn't feel too challenging, although it may be that you need to hold onto a wall, or if you've got a chair nearby, holding onto your chair. We're going to do 2 more. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Lovely work, well done. Alright, you're going to pop the block away now. We're going to get some warmth through our legs before we go on to the mat. So all I'd like you to do is I just want you to have your legs, knees in alignment with the toes, so you're in a squat position, and all you're going to do is you're going to squat down and up. You're going to squat down and up. So do a little check of those knees. I think you often feel it if you're out of alignment, because your body will let you know, but you want to go down and up. So you're sitting in a really small chair. I always imagine these primary school chairs that you have to sit on when you go to parents' evening. You're like, I can't get down that low. Or how am I going to sit in that chair? But we all do. So we're going to do 2 more, and then we're going to do a squat and a knee raise. So it looks like this. We go down, lift, down, lift. So when we're doing the lift, this is going to be working our balance. Down, lift, down, lift. So we're working into the balance, we're working the legs, we're just getting a little bit of warmth. When we're warm, we kind of support our best practice. And we're going to keep it going. We're going to do another 4, just 4, and 3, and 2, one more time, and release. Lovely. We're going to turn our legs out to the side. We're going to do a plie down and up. So when we do a plie, you want to make sure that your knees are in alignment with the toes. You're not tipping forward, you're not tipping back. You're going straight down. So we go down, up. Join in with me. I like to have my hands in heart position, going down and up. Don't hold the breath. We exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. We're going to keep two more, and then we're going to pulse it down for 2. So we go 2 and lift, 2 and lift, 2 pulses and lift, 2 pulses and lift. Let's do 4 more of those and lift, 2 pulses. If the pulses are too challenging, then just do your single plie. 1 more single plie, and you're going to hold it down. You're going to hold it down. So we're going to hold it here and just sort of see how we feel, checking in with our body. If you need to adjust, then please do. We're going to have our hands in prayer position or heart position, and when you're ready, you're going to bring your heels off the mat. So I call this the goddess pose, the goddess stretch. We're working those inner thighs, we're working those feet, the heels, making sure that we really engage. Can you go a little bit lower? Should feel the kind of burn on your thighs in a good way, not a bad way. 4, 3, 2, 1, plie and release. Shake it out. Lovely. Alright, so you should be feeling lovely and warm now. So we're going to go down onto the mat. Now we're going to do a leg lift in our 4-point position. So our 4-point position looks like this. So we've got our knees in alignment with our hips, and we've got our wrist in alignment with our shoulders. So that should be us in our 4-point position. Knees in alignment with the hips and your wrist in alignment with your shoulders. I like to have mine slightly ahead, but you do what works for you. You don't want your arms out here, and you don't want them in too close either. Things will complain tomorrow. So you're in this position, and you really want to make sure that you're sucking your core in, tucking your tailbone up and under, and you're not letting your tummy gravitate towards the floor. Otherwise you'll be in out of neutral spine. So you really want to sort of zip up that core. Now if you've got a block, then I'd really like you to grab your block. What I want you to do, or your cushion, what I want you to do is put it in between your thigh and your calf. And you're going to use that as an extra resistance. It's just going to make it a little bit harder. And all you're going to do, I say, as though you're walking in the park, is you're going to take a lovely inhale, and you're going to exhale, lift the leg, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So we're using the block to increase the workload, and also engaging your bottom and of course your core. Now what you should notice, if you can see me while you're doing your move, is that nothing but my leg is moving. So you don't see me wiggling around. I'm not adjusting anything. Exhale, inhale. And we lift and lower. Lift and lower. We're going to do 4 more like this. So just 4. If you need to rest, then rest. 2 more. 1 more time, sucking in that core. And release. Lovely. Now, before we go over to the other side, we're going to do a bear plank. So I won't forget the other side. With a bear plank, it's a challenging exercise. It's kind of deceptively challenging because you do a couple and you think that's too easy, and then by the time we've done 5, 6, 7, you're like, oh my, that's really working. Now, if the bear plank is too challenging today and you're not feeling it, you're like, actually, Charlotte, that already has worn me out, then you stay in your 4-point position and you just raise one arm and then the other. And what you'll notice is that nothing else but my arm lifting up is moving. So we're not wiggling around. It's all really slow and controlled. Okay, so we're going to do our bear plank. So you're in your 4-point position, tucking your core under. You're tucking your toes under. You're going to take a lovely inhale, and you're going to exhale, lift. You're lifting those knees off the mat. You inhale, hold. And you exhale, lower. And again, inhale. Just wiggling around with my hair. And exhale, lift. And we're lifting, and you should start to feel a lovely quiver in that core. We've already activated the core pretty intensely, and release. And again, inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. I think that's only 3. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Should be feeling it. If you need to, go back to just doing the 4-point with one arm lifting than the other. Exhale, lower. We're halfway. We've got 4 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. And again, inhale. Exhale, lift. So you'll notice that my bosom is not too high and it's not too low. It's not that. I see that happen quite a lot in my classes. It's lower than that. Obviously, help them adjust. Exhale, lower. Let's do a final 2. Inhale. Exhale, lift. It's your final 2 of this session. You're not going to have to do any more after. 1 more. And lower. Let's do 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhaling, hold. Let's inhale for a little bit longer. Don't pass out though. And exhale, lower. Lovely work. Sit back onto your heels. Stretch it out. Should feel a lovely stretch, shell stretch or child's pose. Well done, everyone. Okay, we've got to do the other side now. So you're going to get your block, I'll show you from this angle. You're going to get your block and pop it between your thigh and your calf, or your cushion, or you can do it without. You don't need any extra. That's just me making Thursday tea time workout a little bit harder. If it can be made harder, I tend to do that. So again, you're going to be in your 4-point position, making sure your core is nice and tucked under, tailbone tucked under, core nice and tight. Inhale here, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So we lift and we lower. So the core has got to work really hard to do that movement. We're also activating glutes, and we're also activating the arms. You should start to feel the arms sort of working, especially after we've done the bear plank. They're engaging. Thank you very much. We've got a final 4. So we lift and lower. Lift, lower. 3. 1 more time. And release. You can take your block out of the way, or your cushion, and sit back onto your heels. Lovely work, everyone. Well done. Alright, we're going to go on to our back. We're going to go on to our back, and we need to make sure that we're still maintaining neutral spine. So you're going to be here, and you're just going to roll yourself down, back and down, onto the mat. You're going to make sure you've got neutral spine. So to do that, if you're not familiar with neutral spine, if you imagine you've got a marble in your belly button, you rock the marble 12 o'clock towards your head, 6 o'clock towards your toes, and you just, if you are familiar with Pilates, you can do this movement anyway. A little pelvic rock. Feels so good. Feels good. And then if you can imagine your imaginary marble stops in the middle of your clock face, that should be you in neutral spine. So it means that you're kind of floating on top of the mat. You're not kind of digging your back low into the mat, otherwise it's going to hurt tomorrow. And you're not arching either. So you're floating on top of the mat. If you had your fingers, you kind of would be able to get them through, but it would be sort of by 4, so you just sort of fit under there. So you're in this neutral spine. Just going to have your arms to the side. You're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, using your hip and your core, you're going to lift your leg, and then you're going to exhale out. Inhale, lift the other side, and exhale out. So, and again, keep going. Exhale, and lower. So it should be that when you land with your feet, it's nice and soft. There's no rush in Pilates, it's slow and controlled. So anyone can fling their leg into the position. We're using that hip flexor, and we're using the core. Everything's sort of coming from a deep core connection. We're going to do 2 more like this, and then we're going to add on by taking the leg long. So we do the same movement, so we lift, extend the leg, in and lower, other side. Exhale, lift, leg goes long, inhale back, lovely, and again. So this should feel really fluid. If you find that your legs kind of, you're locking out your knees and you don't want to be doing that, your knees will complain tomorrow. So it should feel fluid, it should feel really natural. We're going to do 3 more. Don't hold the breath. Exhale, lift, extend, in and lower. One more time. Should feel a little bit more recovery, and release. Okay, if you're feeling good about that and you want to make it a little bit harder, I will show you how. So if you don't like the harder version, then when we do the harder version, you just carry on doing that option, okay? But that was a modification for the one-legged stretch. So you're going to bring your legs up into tabletop, which means you've got your knees in alignment with your hips. You're going to put your hands behind your thighs. You're going to take an inhale and exhale, come up into flexion. Now, when you're in flexion, it means that your head and your shoulders are off the mat and that you're tucking your chin and looking between your knees. You're then going to extend one leg and put your hand on your ankle, and the other hand is on the outside of the leg to stop it from rotating out. You don't want to let the leg rotate out to the side. So you're in this position, you're going to take an inhale and you're going to exhale, switch. So it's the one-legged stretch. So classic Pilates move. It feels amazing. Now what you don't want to be doing is going too quickly. You also don't want to be rotating on your back. So you'll see that I'm like not moving. There's just literally all that's moving are my legs and my arms. My back is staying in neutral. And I'm looking between my knees. Don't be tempted to keep looking at your screen. I know it's a challenge when you're doing workouts at home, but try not to. Try and listen to my my cues, my audio cues. I forgot the word for talking now. How did that happen? We're going to do 4, 3, 2, one more time. Legs come to tabletop. Exhale, drop the head and the shoulders, and just rock the legs side to side. So hopefully that felt great. Everything in Pilates should feel really, really good. If it felt like a struggle and you were feeling everything tensing, then you needed to go back down to the modified version, okay, and work your way up to the more difficult version. All right, so we're back into our neutral spine. We're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to bring our legs up into tabletop. So again, making sure your knees are in alignment with the toes, your legs are not too far forward or too far back. All we're going to do in this position, again, our arms are to the side, take an inhale, and we're going to exhale, drop one toe, inhale back. Exhale, drop the toe, inhale back. Now, as we're doing the movement, it's coming from the thigh and the core. We're not just flinging it. Anyone can fling with control and lift. And lift. We're going to do 3 more like this. Perhaps this is more than enough for you. If so, that's great. Rest when you need to. And release. Alright, we're now going to make it more advanced. You get in your tabletop if you want to. In your tabletop position, this time you're going to drop both toes up and lift. Lower and lift. So as we're doing this movement, you want to make sure that you're not arching your back. Your back is still floating on the mat, and that there's not much movement in the back, or any movement in the back. It's all coming from that deep core muscles. We're going to do 2 more, if you can. 1 more. And back to tabletop. Hug the knees into your chest, and if it feels good, rock side to side. Now, if you're feeling good about that and you want to make it more challenging, I will show you how. Otherwise, when we do the harder version, not going to do very many, then you stay in that position, one-legged drop, or one toe drop, one knee drop, whatever you call it, and or 2 toe drops. Alright, so that's the modification. Otherwise, you're going to join in with me. So again, making sure you're in that neutral spine. Can't express how important that is, otherwise things will complain in the morning. You're going to take a lovely inhale. You're going to exhale, lift your legs up into tabletop. Put your hands up behind your thighs. Inhale, exhale, nod your chin, coming up into flexion, meaning your head and your shoulders are off the mat. You're going to take one leg, extend it down, one leg is up towards the ceiling. Point your toes if you can. Making sure you look directly in the middle of your legs. You're going to take an inhale, exhale, switch, and switch. So it's scissors, very famous Pilates move. Exhale. So we want the legs long. We want the legs working, but it's the core, the center core, that's allowing these legs to do the work. If you can, you want a bit of an extra challenge, pulse for 2. So we pulse and lift. And pulse for 2 and switch. And the back's not moving. It's getting hot though. 2 more. 1 more for luck. And bring the legs into tabletop. Exhale, lower the head and the neck. And rock side to side. Alright, lovely everyone, well done. We're just going to do one more exercise before we go into our stretch. Should be feeling like that's been pretty demanding. Okay, so we're going to have our feet flat on the floor. Our legs are in our knees are up. Try and imagine that you've got like a tennis ball in between your knees, so you don't let those knees roll out to the side. You're going to have your back into neutral spine. You're going to bring your arms up, fingers facing towards the ceiling. You're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bring one arm and one leg long. Inhale back. Exhale, take the other arm and leg long. And inhale up. So this is a nice recovery move. It's also engaging the core. So as you extend, making sure it's coming from that center core. Making sure the knees are tracking over in alignment with the toes. We don't want the toes rolling out to the side. And again, so this should feel lovely. I know in my live classes people really love this exercise. Just growing longer in the spine and the core. And again, let's do 3 more. Just 3 more. We can do 3 more of anything, hopefully. 1 more. And release. Okay. If you're feeling good about that and you want to make it slightly harder, I will show you how. So you're going to make sure you've got your neutral spine. Inhale. Exhale, bring your legs up into tabletop. And now you're just going to keep your legs here in tabletop and you're going to do the same movement again. So inhale. Exhale, legs and arms go long. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Inhale. So we've just made it harder for the core by lifting the legs up higher. We're still not arching the spine. It's all slow and controlled, which means that we're not wibbling side to side. If you are, then you need to take it lower. You need to go back to the modified version. We're just going to do 4 more of these. 4. In. 2 more times. 1 more time. And have the knees into the chest, rock side to side. Okay, we're going to come into our stretch now. So we're going to put the legs long onto the mat. We're going to point our toes and flex the feet. Point the toes and flex the feet. So again, my obsession with feet, I don't know why I'm suddenly obsessed with feet, but I do know that they're the foundation of all our movement. And then it's really nice to give them a little stretch, particularly if you're sat down a lot in the day. If you can, sort of keep wiggling your toes, getting the blood flowing through the legs. 1 more time. So we point and we flex. And then all I want you to do is just let the legs roll out to the side, let the weight of your head go into the mat, the weight of your bottom fall into the mat. And just closing your eyes. And just taking a minute to check in with your body. How are you feeling? Maybe you feel like you can do more and you might want to do another class. Lots of my classes are on the YouTube now under Kettle Lattes, so you can find me there. So perhaps you want to do one of the older videos or perhaps somebody else's videos. Or maybe you're thinking, this is enough now. I feel this is more than enough. And that's fine. Or maybe you feel like you've overdone it. So just check in with your body, how are you feeling? Is one side more stiff than the other? Is one side feeling more relaxed than the other. Alright, now when you're ready, you're going to take a lovely inhale, and you're going to exhale, bring one knee in towards the chest. I'm just going to hold it there. Try not to force your knee in towards your chest, so you're not gripping it, just hold it where it feels good. So this is a lovely hip flexor stretch. I do quite a lot on the hips. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that knee across the centre line of your body and rotate it in my direction. And then if you want to, and it feels good, you're going to bring your arms and your head and turn it in the opposite direction for a lovely spine twist. And you should feel that lovely twist. You should feel some activation in the lower back, across your bottom. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back to the centre and take the leg long. You're going to bring the other knee in towards the chest. So I quite often like to do the same warm up and cool down. It means that you know what to expect and you know how to do them. It means you can sort of zone into the movements more and hopefully enjoy the fluid movements that you've been doing. So again, try not to let the bottom fall. Try not to let yourself squeeze onto your knee. When you're ready, you're going to take that leg across the centre line over to the other side. And if it feels good, you're going to bring your arms and your head in the opposite direction. If you do have back issues though, make sure that you stay looking in the same direction as your knee. Lovely. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back to the centre. You're going to bring your knees together and your heels together. We're just going to do a one knee fall out. So again, neutral spine, don't tense the bottom, let that relax into the mat. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take one knee open up to the side, bring it back in. The knee comes out to the side, bring it back in. So this is a lovely sort of massage on the lower back. So if you are stiff from sitting down a lot, then this is a lovely go-to exercise called the one-legged, one knee fall out, and it feels amazing. Let's just do 2 more of these. I could do at least 100 more, but I won't. You'll have switched me off by now if I did. And stop. You're then going to turn both knees out to the side, bring the palms of your feet, or the bottoms of your feet, and then they're called palms, bottom of your feet together, and just let your legs fall out to the side. Try and make sure that you're not gripping with your bottom and your hips. Just let those sink into the mat. You can take some deep breaths here, just 2, inhaling good health, so lovely deep inhale, and exhaling all that stress and worry that you've been navigating through the course of your day. Again, deep inhale, inhaling good health, and exhaling all that stress and worry. Now when you're ready, you're going to very carefully bring your knees back together, so bring the knees back to the centre. You're then going to drop your knees towards the screen, so you're onto your side. You can stay there a bit longer, but we're not going to. You're then going to push yourself off onto your sitting position, up into standing. So before I let you go, I do this again in my live classes, make sure we get a little bit of blood flowing back so that we can transition into whatever we're doing this evening. Making sure the knees are in alignment with the toes. Going to take a lovely inhale. Drop the knees, grow taller. Exhale. Inhale, reach. One more time. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, reach, grow taller. Shake it out. You did it. Well done, everyone. It's been a pleasure to see you. Pleasure working out with you. Stay well, stay healthy, and see you next time. Bye.